first of all, I apologise for the hosepipe ban we had to bring in last year, but we had really quite exceptional weather, and we've learnt an awful lot from that experience. The reservoir stocks are at 100% now. You're quite right, February was fairly dry, but actually we've had lots of storms coming in, lots of rain. What we're doing now is monitoring it much more closely, and it certainly the levels come to the Manx Utilities board meetings every month. And what we've learnt from previous experience is that if the stocks start getting lowish, or we're worried that they're declining, we can make proactive steps to try to stabilise the water supplies by reducing the amount that comes through to the rivers slightly, but also by making practical applications in terms of the water pressures and things like that. And what we've also been doing since last year is really trying to deal far more proactively with leaks as well, so that we don't waste water.
Are you also going to be continuing to liaise with the Met Office on a more regular basis to get an overall picture of weather trends?
We do indeed. One of the things that came out of this was the whole way government respond to these sort of events, whether it's really bad storms, and obviously I think Manx Radio do a fantastic job about putting out the amber weather warnings when they're happening to prepare people for that. But at the same time, when it's very, very dry, we need to have a bit of advance warning for that, so we can make contingencies, whether that's making sure we've got enough waters in store, but also to be proactive in terms of leaks and the amount of water that we use out of the reservoirs.
Will you be, if we do sort of look as if we're heading into another period of drought as it was, would you start to get that message out to the Manx public maybe a bit earlier?
We would indeed. Last year was quite exceptional because we had very, very wet winter, but then we had a lot of dryness. Also, the evaporation rate was really
very hot
different.
Temperatures.
Very hot temperature. So it wasn't just the water falling; there wasn't much, but actually we were losing a lot through evaporation. If you remember, the ground was so dry and so hard in places, and so it's looking at all those variables now. And as I said, I think we've learnt the lessons from last year. So we'll be giving advice a lot earlier if we're in the same situation.
When did you get back to sort of full capacity to around the 100% mark last year?
That was
sort of October, November time.
It really wasn't until November that we got back to it, because as I said, the ground was so dry. Even though we had some rain, it just didn't go anywhere. It was just mopped up because there was this big sponge that was the Isle of Man at the time, and it didn't get a chance to flow into the reservoir. So it was relatively late. But if I can just reassure you that certainly at the moment we're well stocked.
Just finally. And it would be very rare if we got another summer straight off the back of the one we had last year. But if we did, are you confident now that a lot of lessons have been learnt because of what you've been through?
Absolutely.
I mean, more prepared, in a better position to deal with it.
Yes, and what we've done is invest in some of the infrastructure, trying to get our staff, who are excellent about spotting leaks and dealing with them very, very quickly, out and about to deal with these a lot sooner.